Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all, whoever you are and wherever you are. Today is 10th of August 2025. Now, today I'm actually doing a little bit wide screen because I'm going to do something update for on my collection, what I have done. Basically, today we're not talking about any new notes or new input of notes coming in from my bidding. I'm still waiting for it. As I say in the last film, probably at the end of August it will arrive. That I have bid some of the notes, quite good ones, I would say. Something that rekindles a classical romantic art that I truly appreciate in the Western world society. When I say that, it's quite glimmer of hope that I will be talking about something about European or today or blah blah blah. Probably not, but I'm more to hint that I'm actually focusing on what I will hint is Galileo, Leonardo da Vinci. It's been portrayed in the banknotes. Christopher Columbus, things that have contributed more than a half a century ago, is being displayed on the banknote for their contribution to the society. So those are the names that I fetch. Now, what country are they? You should guess it by now. These famous people are from where, and I let you figure out what banknotes they are that feature such a people in the past with a great contribution, not just to their country, but to the world, especially Western civilization. So, okay, knowing that we're waiting for those notes coming in from pretty much probably in the next 2-3 weeks, my projection is by end of August, the fourth week of August, it would arrive. So I hope it will arrive very soon, or worst come to worst, it will arrive on the first week of September. And then I'm sadly, probably I would say, today onward, I'm actually re-strategize my capital. I'm not going to continuously looking for a very high value nodes and so forth. At this moment in time, I am actually try to refrain myself in my capital and readjust my capital for a bigger project coming in October. Not pretty rare. You're able to, one person to do such things is actually going to another country looking for the old banknotes. So a little heads up that my plan, I will just reiterate early this August. Around October, I am planning to travel to Japan around around the Deepavali period, where it is the Indian society's one of the second most holiest days, the Day of the Light, I think something like that. It's a public holiday and it's a festivity, one of the most important festivals for the Indian community and in India, especially the Tamil society. In India, they call it Diwali. In Southeast Asia, we use Tamil word because most of the majority Indians here are Tamils. They call it Deepavali. So yeah, during that week I'll be traveling to Japan. Hopefully, I'm not guarantee for sure I will be able to get the notes. Depends on the price. If it's too goddamn expensive, which probably it would be because I'm looking for rare notes now, because my threshold for Japanese notes, most of the most easy collected notes are collected. The other notes that probably benefit me not collecting is the collecting during the after the Second World War, where Japan has insufficient printing of notes, so they issue a instruction to able to ask the private sector, the normal printing companies, to print banknotes. We're talking about those really normal notes. For a good example, I can show it right now, is note something like this. Use back the catalog so that at least you get a rough picture of it. These are all during the war period, probably, and notes like, yeah, like all these notes: 5 yen, the 1 yen, the 50 cent, the 10 cent, and the 5 cent. Probably up to the 100 yen, the 10 yen, and the 100 yen. Now, what's so special about it? Of course, they are normal notes, but they are unique. Based on all the readings I translate here, to tell the whole entire story right here, synopsis is the government not able to print. The Bureau of Printing and Engraving were not sufficient time to print huge amount of these notes to rebuild Japan, where they call it the new yen, after the Second World War. So they're actually established to print by the private sectors to increase the quantity of the print to meet the quotas that they have set. So there are certain areas like from the block number 11 to 64, 11 for the 100 yen, 10 yen, 11 to 65, 5 yen, 11 to 66, 1 yen to 11 to 67 block number, etc. Right here stated those are printed by non-government printing facilities. Let's put it that way. Basically, it's not the Bureau engravers. So the price is still relatively cheap for this one, except certain private printing notes, which is expensive because it's that rare. These type of details, not many Japanese numismatic collectors would go into it. Probably I would, because most of the threshold of the notes now I'm collecting is there. As you can see, I have marked tick here, a marked tick here, a marked tick. All this tick stands for I've got it. Whether I upgrade it or maintain it is another discrepancy. If the price is right, I will upgrade it. Most of these notes I got, they are very cheap, so I got it a very uncirculated notes. Those are vastly expensive ones, such notes like expensive. No, they're not expensive here. Like this type of notes, the uncirculated is 40,000 yen, or brilliant uncirculated at 50,000 yen. Probably I would hold up not upgrading it. But I do have the note already, so it accomplishes as a collector in my capacity is completed. So other notes that I'm looking for is like this one, the 10 yen during Bank of Japan print, the 10 yen is during the wartime. I do have the first note from the block number 1 to 69. That I don't have is the block number 1 to 69 with the stamp, revalued denomination of the stamp. After the Second World War, again, as the story say, they have not enough notes, so they use back the old notes and then revalue with the stamp here, say it's been revalued to the new yen. So that one is a little bit more rarer to get. I don't have it, and their cost still a little bit high. Probably at fair, probably at 7,000. Sorry, fine at 7,000. Verify at 10. Verify if EF extremely fine 20k. About uncirculated probably at 35,000, and brilliant uncirculated at 40,000. This note that I don't have. The other one that is ruthlessly cutthroat is the one, the block number 70 to 94, a smaller quantity in numbers with a very different pattern, especially its pattern on the notes for the watermark is different. So this one is even double the price from the normal one. So these three notes here I'm probably missing, and probably I'll be looking for this in Japan. Currently on eBay they're selling a very ridiculous price, much more than this price tag actually for its condition. So probably I get some luck if I'm looking for something like this in Japan. I'm able to find it, then I'll be able to get it. I'll buy this one. Notes that are ridiculous price, probably that I don't have it. Most of the notes all here I have it. I stop here because notes beyond this is expensive. So I have each one of these, but I don't have the each every year. These are all different variations. The first one, like this one, the Taisho Rokunen, or the 6th year of the Taisho era, is ridiculous price. You can see. And the older ones are even worse. 140,000 yen, 140,000 yen. These are all ridiculous. But these are all the very high thresholds. Although I don't have in my collection, and it should be in my collection, is beyond my capacity of buying it at this moment of time, or probably even when I retire, I won't be able to buy this kind of notes. It's ridiculous price. It's absolutely ridiculous. So if you're a very avid collector, I'm kind of not so avid, I would say, it will be a challenge. So beyond that note, I don't know whether I could get it or not, but probably I might focus on this. As you can see, they will tell you indication how to read the block numbers. There's a serial number. This is the block number. The first one is printed by indicating which bank or the branch. This is a normal serial number, and the last 2 digits here, 1, 2, indication of this number right here, that indicates which facility they are being printed. There's one that's eye-catching one. This like probably like this one. This one is for the 100 yen is 7,500 yen. Sorry. Well, this note here indication of the price probably at a fine value. So you can see is the rarity of the notes here, and compare 10 yen. This is 100 yen. This is 10 yen denomination. There's one here. I'm looking at wing 7,000 yen. Block number 24, which means the last 2 numbers, block number 24. 10 yen probably would be this one. Yeah, this is an example how to read the facility numbers. So 10 yen. Let's see. Yeah, it's one way to read there. These are all block numbers, so you can read the block numbers and then the serial numbers there. So yeah, one way or another you can find out like this. So those are the things that I'm probably going to Japan. So again, in summary on that point, October, probably around the 20th, I'll be in Japan, some business trip. After concluding my business trip there, I had some spare time of my own, free and easy in Tokyo. I won't be going outbound of Tokyo. Probably next year I would do that if I able to. Unless we on November or December we are invaded by aliens, as many people are now talking about it. There's one so-called look like an asteroid, but it's not an asteroid or whatever. It's going to reach Earth in November. If we are not invaded or being killed or enslaved, and we'll still survive, probably next year I'll be going to Japan. You know, who knows? Yeah. So in October, I'm going for a business trip there, having a plan there, and I have free and easy. During the free and easy, then I will be looking for the banknotes some shops that I have studied that I want to go. Some of them are quite dodgy. I love things that are dodgy, like very old, pile up shops that are small and piling up in stacks, not arranged properly. Those are the gem, because it gives a chance for me to noodle into their notes, and they might not have categorized them properly, and set a very random price that I can bargain with them. And in Japan, I know most of the Japanese people are quite organized, but knowing some of the shops like these are not organized properly, they will have a system, but they use it as a threshold system. So one bulk, like probably one stack there is probably 1,000 yen. They'll put it 1,000 yen, but actually you dig into it, it's going to be a high value note, worth more than 1,000 yen. They'll still charge you 1,000 yen. Yes, I understand some people to do that. They are quite meticulous also. So yeah, but majority of shops, they are very, very organized. They are very clean, very presentable. Those are the ones that have high premium price. I avoid those shops because there's no point in going there when you don't have enough capacity of funds or capital to bargain with them. They won't bargain. They charge very high premium price, probably a profit margin more than 35 to 40% profit margin from the market price. So not really worth it. But if you want to get notes that are desperately needs to be filled up in your collection, or the very ultra rare, they have it. There's no place to go. The easiest one, they have these kind of notoriously high prestige shops that I would say they could have it, especially like the Japanese old yen, which made in gold coins. Yeah, they are the ones that hoarding those coins. So regardless to say that, it's kind of out of my bounds at the moment. So if you feel that I have abandoned my YouTube, there's no videos coming in, why I don't issue out videos, now you know. I'm preparing myself, I'm avoiding buying small items and so forth, unnecessary focus banknotes into one side. I'll shove it one side at the moment until October, when I have after my Japan trip. If I didn't get anything, the funds I have, then I will continue my pursue on notes that I need to pursue. But in the meantime, I'm now target into one specific territory, which is Japanese banknotes. So I'm saving up some cash, some credit line, and some capital, so that I can, get it done. So that is my target. So in summary wise, my future, why there's no videos I'm pushing out is because I don't have any new things. Even right now, I have nothing new since my last video, since my so-called Saddam Hussein banknote update. If you can see at that corner, that was my last video. Actually, I got that one. So the next probably video I will come out is probably in the early September or late August, which I have already purchased the note last month. Now they are in processing, on their way to my home, so I haven't yet collected it. Once I've collected it, I've opened up, then I'll do a presentation, and to file in my record archives on what I've got in the YouTube server. So coming soon, that is the time that you will see my next video. After that, you will not see any videos up, or about new banknotes until October. So I'll try to put a little bit tweaks of my travel trees and so forth, my journey in Tokyo, a little bit for non-numismatic related, probably a short one, not too long, just a little a free of expression in YouTube. Do you know that the first video in YouTube was it was filmed just a few seconds in a zoo? It doesn't have any meaning in the context. The only meaning right now is the very first YouTube video. So I'll be doing that kind of new non-content related videos, like a fun video. Probably I'll do that. So something about my journey. So yeah, I'll be probably doing that. So don't be scared. Don't get worried. Get your pants up. Get your slippers on. Get your shoes on. Get your shirt on. I'm not abandoning my journey in collection. Just holding up some money, avoid buying unnecessary things, and pop out probably in October for my business trip, and then my numismatic journey in Tokyo, probably a little bit there. Nothing very fancy, just a simple one. I don't do like the vlogs and so forth, so I am not really that kind of profession in filming. I just use my phone to record videos and then just post it in YouTube. That's it. I'm not a content creator, to be honest. Professional content creator. No, I'm not. So yeah, and beyond that note that I've anticipated, I actually had some few targets that I wanted. Mainly, other than non-Japanese note that I'm focusing on, is the new note issued by the Falkland Islands. Well, I had a look 2 days ago, and they were announcing the numismatic world banknote, groups and chatting, and including the Falkland Islands webpage. They're going to issue a new banknote starting on the 14th of August. with the King Charles III portrait on the banknote. Now, among all the King Charles banknote that I've seen, most of it is effigy of a coin, of course. None of them are banknote other than Bank of England. I would say, and fantasy note, of course, including fantasy note, I would say the Falkland Island has done a brilliant portrait of the King Charles on the banknote. My first look at it, I love it. I fell in love. It's even better than the Bank of England's notes they issue. The Bank of England notes is kind of okay, but able to compare with a Falkland Islands one and the Jersey Island also. Probably they will issue their own banknote, the Jersey Island. I would say the Falkland Island wins hands down. If you talk about King Charles III's portrait on the banknote, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I advise most of you to go through Google, type in Falkland Islands new banknote. They are issuing 14th of August. You will see what I mean. They are very beautiful. It looks, some people might call it looks very plain. There's not enough motif and all that, but it's very humble. When the notes go very minimalistic yet very elegant, especially when having such a design of a banknote of the portrait for King Charles on it is very beautiful. This is one of those portraits that is brilliantly majestic for him to be on a note compared to Bank of England. I think Bank of England it was nice, but when you're able to compare another notes, I think right now Falkland Island comparing Bank of England's notes, Falkland Islands is hands down the winning part. So there is one note that I'm intentionally going to target to get it, so I'm going to buy that note. Now, today I just wanted a few updates is that I reorganized my collection, and I've kind of made a decision through it all in my collection is that I want to make the notes more organized. So last time I tried to separate by continent. North America and South America one, Europe is one, Middle Eastern is one, South Asia is one, Southeast Asia is one, East Asia is one, blah blah blah. But as you accumulate your collection, you will notice that it's getting too big for one album. So eventually to all reorganizing it, so I want to make it more simple yet easy to carry, and also to think about it. When you have such a big load of collection, the folder has to reconsider on its own itself. So I'm going through my process of my thinking right now to share with you guys what you think is, do share your expertise too, or your experience. So this is my experience from me to you, and if you have something you think that I done maybe not right or what, you can share it. Everyone has opinions. I'm sharing my opinion and my experience. So here we go. What I have decided is to merge. I have 3 folders. I have about 2 folders that are very jam-packed. They are quite tiny folders. So I'm reducing 4 folders into 2 large folders. So I amalgamate them into 2. This one is a little bit bigger, as you can see, and it's heavy. It's very big folder. Big collection rings here. It's almost like 2 inches already, and it's loaded and heavy. This one is my 1.5 inch. This one I've combined. So this one I combine North America, South America, and Europe. Now when I say Europe, I didn't split to East Europe or West Europe and kind of thing. Europe is Europe, everything. So from Russia to Portugal is all in here. I exclude Africa. Here, I combine the Africa continent, the Middle East, and South Asia, including Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, which I never had any notes from Pakistan, Maldives, all right here. So I merged those out continents, including Africa. Yeah, I did mention that. Including Africa, I merged them into one here. The only continent right now they are independent is Southeast Asia, is its own. Japan and Korea into one album, but eventually I think I will split the Korea one out. China, my collection in China is expanding also quite large. It might become 2 albums for that. So Southeast Asia is one, and the most lightest in my album at the moment, which I try not to merge with any of my collection folders, is Oceania. Oceania has its one site, which most of my collection is actually Australia and New Zealand. I don't have any other banknotes other than like Kingdom of Fiji I have in my collection, but most of the islanders in the Oceania area, I don't have much of a collection from there. So yeah, majority of that is Australia and New Zealand. Next part of a collection, and it's very little. It's one of the smallest album that I had in my catalog. So yeah, merging this, actually now I have additional space in my bookshelf. So that's one way of it, to minimize the wastage of the folder. So I merge most of it into one. Now even I merge it right now, they're quite thick already. So eventually in the near future, I might need to separate them again into 2 different folders. I had to deorganize them together to separate them. That's another word that we use. Yeah. So let's go through the notes right here. So I keep this folder right here, so I know that this is actually printed from Bank of England. It's actually still legal tender in United Kingdom. It's just that it's a commemorative note for the Hong Kong, the year where the Hong Kong was handed over back to China, because of the serial number printed as HK97, which means Hong Kong 1997, £5. So yeah, this is the one album I had. I just keep it with the folder. So as you can see, American banknotes right here, all of it at the top first. Then I had the South America, as you can see, South American notes, the Caribbean notes, Venezuela, Argentina notes. Yeah, this is another one representing the Maldives Island, which is the Falkland Islands. Then after this Argentina, it moved on to Russia, to the Soviet Union, the Europe, Central Asia. I had Russian notes, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Macedonia, North Macedonia notes. Behind it, I've got a pound. I have my pound notes, euros. These are early euros. Some pounds. About £50 here. Then more pounds. And now the only note I don't have in Bank of England, of course, I don't King Charles III at the moment, because the price they're paying right now is very high. So I'm actually waiting for my friend who is living there to get some of the notes. I don't know why. He did tell me that a lot of people, I don't know, share me your thoughts. Is it true or not that in United Kingdom, virtually nobody is using £50, the largest denomination in UK, and they're not using it. So, and a lot of people say that they don't accept £50 as a payment because it's too big for its value. Understandably, yeah. So a lot of people are probably using £5 or £10 notes. But my friend told me that even the new notes is very rare to find in circulation, because a lot of people are still using the Queen's image banknote rather than King Charles note. So what do you think? Is it true? Is it not? And of course I understand that people are moving to digital currency. Not many shops, a lot of shops are now starting to move towards cashless payment. So I also do understand that, but is it really true at this trend on this time that you don't see people using banknotes in London, and virtually nobody is using £50 in London? So if they're not using it, what's the purpose of the £50 other than doing black market trading through illegal trading? Who knows? Show me your thoughts. Share me your thoughts. Some Austrian banknotes, Germany notes. I really like this German notes. They're beautiful. I only reach on to 200 Deutschmark. The 500 and the 1,000 is my next target. Again, the high threshold, which means it's going to be in pain in my wallet. Switzerland notes, Gibraltar, commemorative note, Romania, Sweden, Albania notes, Bulgaria, Netherlands, Poland, Italian notes. Now I quite fancy Italian notes myself, so I have a huge quantity of it. I have a large number of my collection of this one. I got onto the largest note, which is the 500,000 lira. Croatia, Greece, and Yugoslavia, which is a defunct country. Yeah, those are the notes that I have. So I merged the North and South America together with European to merge that into one note in this society. Simba. And yeah, that's it I have from this one. So I merged two folders into one, so it's jam-packed. If further collection increases, actually it's quite maximum already, so probably in the next future that I need to split this, I will move out and split it to North America and South America back to another album, and so forth, if it goes too big. So that is one of the notes that I had. The other one, let me put this one side. The other one I merge is Africa, Central, Middle East, and South Asia. I merged them into one. A few collection I have not fallen in my collection. Of course, this one is the Piesta, 10 South Sudanese Piesta. These are one of the very difficult to find. In the early days they print out because of inflation and mismanaged the country. These now become worthless. They are no value. They are 10. I believe they are 1050 and 1050 and 1050 and 5. I'm missing the two other notes that are very expensive one. And my collections, this the old Sierra Leone note, 10,000 Leon, 5,000 Leon, 3,000 Leon, 1,000 Leon, and the new one is the redenomination by removing 3 zeros into 10 Leons. And the new note they issue out is the 20 Leons. And I have Ethiopia. This one just cost me very cheap. I got it for 2 ringgit. I remember that. Seychelles, Libya, South Sudan. This is a normal South Sudan note. And this is my $10 billion replacement note. As you can see, the serial number is ZA. So yeah, if you all know. And then another Ethiopia and Liberia, looking very American note, to be honest. Yeah. So these are the notes I haven't categorize them in here yet, but I will be doing it really soon to categorize them properly. And once I add it in, they will be also filled to the brim. So I have my North African notes, Egyptian notes, Libya, Algeria, Somaliland, Gaddafi, Libya, Mauritania notes, even in the plastic and commemorative notes, Maldives, the old Maldives notes, new Maldives notes, which I prefer the new Maldives notes, Nigeria, Gambia notes, Rwanda. So yeah, I haven't recorded. See, I merged these two into one slot, so eventually I have to separate them into individual loads. St. Thomas, Malawi, Zambia, Central St. Tom and Principe Islands, Zimbabwe, Namibia. Namibia, I don't have any notes for it, so this is the only note I have. It's a commemorative note. Zimbabwe, South Africa, Madagascar, Mozambique, Angola, South Sudan. This is 25 Sudanese. This is 20 Sudanese. This is also another rare one, actually, compared to the other notes. There's also another note that's very difficult to get, which is very discontinued, actually. South Sudan, Botswana. I think the Botswana looks really... I think the Botswana looks really beautiful in my view. It's very, very nice. That's part of the Africa one. Then this is already in South Asia and the Middle East. So I just flip through here. You can see Pakistan, the most commemorative, Sri Lanka, that's one, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan. I love Bhutan banknotes. They're really, really beautiful in their motifs. So I that's why I have plenty of Bhutan. They are very beautiful notes. So yeah, I return to the 1000 is the largest denomination. Notes. Jordan. It's a beautiful place to go in the Middle East. If you want to go among all the Middle Eastern countries, if you are not able to go to Israel, wink wink, I'm not allowed to go to Israel because my passport don't recognize Israel. The next good place to go is Jordan, and Jordan is quite expensive. Their notes are actually more expensive than the US dollar. If I'm not mistaken, $1 is equivalent to 1.2 dinar, Jordanian dinar. So yeah, they're quite expensive. Afghanistan, I have Afghanistan notes. Afghanistan, I call it Afghani. 10,000 Afghani is the largest note, so I have that. This is a bit more notes. Saudi Arabia, a bit newer. This is commemorative to G20, their vision. Another commemorative note here. It's celebrating the centenary of the founding of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia under the House of Saud. So they printed the two notes, which is 20 dinar and the 200 dinars. Two of them are issued the same year, but a commemorative is two denominations. Then we have UAE. Now one thing I like about UAE notes, even the old notes, is the serial numbers. I know you can't see it because of the reflection and all, but the serial number in the numerical system writing, it looked like the check, like a bank check. So they still use like the old traditional bank check, reading numbers in the computer when they scan through the fax machine and so forth. The old days, the credit card, they will have this kind of font of these numbers. So to me, it looks really cashy. The word I might use is very cash. Looks really, really cash. And when they change all their notes into plastic, I think the notes looks much more elegant. It's, it is really simple, really beautiful notes. Now I have the 5, I have the 10, I have the 50. I don't have the 100, I don't have the 500 and the 1,000 dirhams. So yeah, because yeah, the higher the value denomination, the more expensive to get. So yeah, it's been holding me up and ever since. Kuwait, I only managed to get up to half a dinar. A quarter and a half dinar is already expensive. When you reach to 1 dinar is already painful. 5 dinar, 10 dinar, and the largest denomination, 20 dinars. It's utter ridiculous price to pay for those notes. It's painful. This is a Yemen. Now the Yemen notes are quite beautiful actually. The newer version of the Yemenis note, in their Rial, they're very beautiful, and I would recommend people, if you are collecting Middle Eastern notes, if your budget is not friendly enough to you, then Yemen is the best way, best place to start. To be honest, then those are the new ones. They are very beautiful. Not too beautiful, but like not so very motif like this, like Kuwait is, but it's still modern. But it's not too plain at all. And Qatar notes. This is the old Qatar notes. This is new Qatar notes. Again, the high denomination is missing. Oman, one of my favorite notes to collect. Oman. Yeah, again, it's very expensive notes also because the high denomination, high value. So they are virtually very difficult. The highest value is 50 Rial. So yeah, think about it. When the highest denomination of the banknote is 50, then they're going to go bonkersly expensive, crazy. So yeah, and these are the newer notes. There, the newer notes I go 1 Rial. I don't have the 5. I don't have the 10, 20, and the 50. And another one is this one is Iran. So yeah, Iran notes. Now the modern notes of Iran looks very sleek, very modern. For its note, I feel this is very beautiful. And this kind of notes, they actually represent 2 denomination. One is the Rial, 10,000 Rial. The other one is 1 Tuman. Tuman is used very long time ago, actually, since 100 years ago they've been using Tuman. But most of the time I try to understand is Tuman was used during the monarch period of Iran, especially by the Shah period. They used Tuman, then they changed the Rial back, then after hyperinflation and so forth, yeah, there is a word in the country that they're trying to convert from Rial to Tuman. Probably when the time is right, when the country has settled, from all these conflicts, then they'll have a proper change from Rial to Tuman. Actually, Tuman makes it more having their own denomination or following the traditional old tradition away from the Arabics, normal Arabic countries, makes sense for them to have an identity of their own. So Tuman is a very encouraging. It's a very uniquely in Iran. So I probably in the future they will be changing to Tuman as a currency change. So on their denomination and so forth. But the modern one looks very beautiful. This notes, they are considered as check notes, printed by the bank like a check, as you can see, like a check numbers here. That is beyond 100,000 Rial or 10 Tumans, then they become this. So they have notes like 500,000 Rial, 500,000 Rial, and then 5,000. This is 1 million Rial, and they're already written in Tumans. Here 50 Tuman, 100 Tumans. Okay, And this kind of check notes, actually, even for me, is still very beautiful. It has a very unique motif design, like when you walk into the a church or the mosque, where they have a lot of decoration and motifs. It's kind of implemented into their notes, so it's really really beautiful. I like the notes they have done it. They really do it very very well. Although their currency is quite disaster, one of the most weakest currency in the world, I still say the notes that they printed out is very 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 beautiful. So yeah, 52 months. This was 2 million. This is 2 million. I think the highest denomination is 200 months or 2 million. Yeah. So this is the new. After this, they changed to this one. This is the much newer notes. I don't know why they've changed from their traditional Persian architecture, which is they're very proud of. Then they changed it to Islamic agendas. So if they go these two together, I think it's very beautiful. But if they convert this a short time, they realize that, oh, we shouldn't do this one, it represents un-Islamic, then they convert this, they have a problem. I don't agree in that. If they release both simultaneous and still circulation and still printing simultaneously, then I think it's great. So I don't know, I haven't done any research on Iran's check money. So I don't know what is going on here in the story here. So probably my assumption is right. This is Iraq, modern Iraq notes that I haven't put in all my Iraq notes in. Now I do have Saddam Hussein notes, but unfortunately I didn't have time to go to the bank. I put it in the safe deposit of my Iraqi notes. I put it in the safe deposits. So I haven't retrieved it. I haven't organized those notes that are high value that I'm not going to take out for a very long time. I will put it into the deposit box as my safety from being robbed. Syria notes. Good notes here, Syria. Now I know this type of notes, Syrian notes, there are quite a number of varieties. I'm still looking for the one variety, which is very difficult to find. I'm not able to find it today. It's a symbol of the country. You know, the symbol. It's not a symbol. It's the map of the country below the Syria word right here. I believe that was printed by the Russian, by Gosnak. Excuse me. That note, I haven't seen it. I've seen it in the archives and the catalog book. In the catalog and the internet, but I have not seen the actual note itself. And none of the notes that I see in the eBays are selling that kind of note. Probably it's very rare, but I'm actually looking for those kind of notes for the Syria. So if you're asking me what am I looking for in Syria, I'm looking for this notes with a map of Syria right here below the word Syria. So those are the notes I'm looking for. Then they have the newer notes, which is currently still valid, I would say. The only notes that are not going to be valid is this one. Let me take it out to show why. You all know already, but I just want to reiterate. That's right. This note probably no longer in circulation. You know why happened to Syria? Syria has changed its government. This man on this face, on this mode, still alive and breathing and kicking, is in self-exile in Russia. That's right. The Ba'ath Party, he deposed his own father, and ran away to Russia. The rebel war took over the country. The country became a new Syria. That's right, it became a new Syria. So this note, probably I would assume, among all the denominations of these notes here are still circulation. This baby note, the 2000 Syrian pounds, is worthless. This note is illegal. Probably. That's my speculation. I didn't hear anything on the news or whatever. So yeah. Who knows? But there is another higher denomination for this note. This is 2000. Another higher denomination is the 5000, which is very nationalistic. The only problem with that note is it uses the old notes, which is the 2 stars on their map, on their flag. Now the new regime changed the flag into 3 stars. So probably that note still has value as a 5,000 pound Syrian pound, but eventually they're going to change the banknotes design, especially the 2000. They must change the 2000 because we can't have this man on the banknote. We changed into a new country, a new government. This man is the enemy of the state now. And finally, the last one. Some of you might boo hoo ha ha or say, nah, yeah, this word is crack. He's idiotic. The last banknote, and will always be the last among all these continent notes, is Israel. Now, there was a time, just a story for you guys. There was a time that I wanted to collect Israel notes. They were beautiful. Not this one. This is very ugly. The old notes are very ugly. The beautiful note that I wanted is this. It's very beautiful. Modern, sleek design. Have a very nice motif. Having his former prime minister's face here. One of the very lovely prime minister, I would say. A very peaceful one, actually, this lady. The first Israel prime minister lady. I forgot her name. It's not written in English, it's written in Hebrew. It's written in Hebrew, so I do not know her name already. Something something. Golden. Sorry. So yeah. Israel notes are very rare. I will be able to find. There was a time that I got worried that I got Israel notes. I got worried that I might get arrested and so forth. Then I noticed this. I treat it as an item, an object, and I start to collect them. Most of the notes I got is people who brought into this country. I don't dare to go through custom with Israel banknotes because my country don't recognize Israel. But in the degree of collection, I try to restrain in collecting Israel banknotes out of fear. As my country is a Muslim majority country, one of the most peaceful Muslim majority countries, one of the most peaceful at the moment. We are able to work with all sides of the world's organization except Israel. We're able to work closely with America, we're able to work closely with China, we're able to work closely with the European countries, we're able to work closely with African countries. It's one of the great countries of a Muslim world, has one of the best dynamic, I would say. So I'm really proud of my country, and although my country still don't recognize Israel, I hope within my lifetime we are able to recognize Israel. Eventually one of the moment of time would be, and hopefully before I pass away or so, I able to visit Jerusalem. I love history. Personally, I love history, and I really do want to visit ancient sites like Jerusalem, like the Wailing Wall, the Dome of Rock. I really want to see going to Bethlehem, where Jesus Christ was crucified and so forth. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not even a Jewish person. I am actually a typical Asian person, origin in Asia. So yeah, hopefully in my lifetime, before I move on from this world, I'm able to witness, able to touch and feel, able to see Jerusalem, hopefully one day. But now in this moment in time, we are not allowed to, and I don't want to, because of the atrocities Israelis have committed on people who are weak and powerless. I always believe that if you know they are weak and powerless, and you have the power, the person that drives everything is not the weak people. You cannot demand the weak people on this. to surrender this and surrender that. Now they're demanding to surrender, asking this Hamas to lay down and surrender. No, they're not going to do that. What is the best chance of peace is when you have the power, you have the control, you have the military, you have every political will, giving an olive branch. The strong one give olive branch to the weak. It shows sincerity of peace. And Israel need to move. I'm talking a little bit political, sorry about that. But this is an opinion that right now is quite hotly debated around the whole world. Is Israel, my suggestion is they should offer the olive branch, should be the first, not to pressure, but to offer a peace, a really genuine peace. No doubt, you need to gain trust by the Palestinian people. The enemy is Hamas, but not the Palestinian people. Hamas gets its power from the people of Palestine. If you want to divert them, you need to give support and safety to the Palestinian people. I know they're trying to say this and trying to do that, but the way they're doing it right now doesn't seem genuine. Right now they're talking about occupying Gaza again. There was a point of history, they have made a deal, they will pull out from Gaza, totally pull out from Gaza. There was a time they make a deal already, and now they're pouring in to occupy Gaza. I think it's not genuine to me. They're talking about security, national security that. Security only going to extend to your own borders of your country. But what Israel is doing is it going beyond their country's extent. Bombing Iran, bombing Lebanon, bombing Syria. Luckily, they bombed Jordan. But Jordan actually recognized Israel and they are in peace. But I still believe that many other countries don't agree what Israel is doing. And I hope one day the people of Israel know to secure a peace is to give the first olive branch to them, that you seek genuine peace, you seek reconstruction, you seek to build their lives back. Through those, I think people would discourage to have plot to support Hamas, and that is naturally, I believe, how to eliminate Hamas, by diminishing their support from the people itself, from the Palestine, not forcing Hamas down, but having the people disenchanted Hamas by providing them the modernity they need: food, shelter, education, healthcare, jobs, freedom and liberty that equally enjoyed by all Israeli citizens. If those are not being met psychologically, I think this war will propel longer than the 100 years on. Bear in mind, in front of the facade, they're talking about security, peace, and so forth. What I do believe is there are a lot of external people, not just Israel versus Palestinians. It has gone global. It is involving international diplomacy. It is involved Germans, English, American, Canadian, the whole world, including the Muslim majority countries like the Arab worlds, Indonesia, Malaysia starts to get involved on Palestinian issues, the question of Palestine. I think it became really wrong, because most of the hidden agendas I believe right now about Palestinians is not about the people itself. It's very easy. If you're talking about the struggles and the suffering of the people, Why not we, as a good country, take them up and bring them here for the safety? A lot of argue, why should we bring them? That is their home. Exactly to the point is, yes, that is their home. The mission is that is their home. The main agenda is the Holy Land of Jerusalem. Who governs, who controls Jerusalem? Is it the Muslims? Is it the Christians? Or is it the Jews? It's all centered, not Israel. It's centered in Jerusalem. And I believe that is the problem they have. I can talk a lot about this because it's very historic. You look through psychologically and you look through the history impact on Israel. Basically, it's founding their home. And Jerusalem is the main center of the problem since the founding of Israel. That is the only true problem. If you solve Jerusalem problem, the question of Jerusalem, you solve everything. Everything about land, about people, about war, it can be eliminated because it's been tried by many other countries. Many countries got independent. India got its independent. Malaysia got its independent. Singapore from the British. Many countries went through hardship and it was resolved very quickly because they were merely talking about land. They were talking about their freedom. But the question at the core that for the Palestine and Israel issue is Jerusalem. You resolve that, everything is resolved. But the problem is right now diplomacy is very, very hard and sensitive. I know. Throughout history, if you read the history of humanity, when diplomacy cannot resolve the problem, the end game is war. Because power kills off the other one, reduce them their power and their existence means physically you dominate it. Those who are the victors shall write in the history. Who writes the history are the victors of the war. I leave that to you all on this sensitive issue. Other than numismatic, I wish you all a very good day and very good pleasant. Thank you very much. If you like this video, do subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop in the comments, advice or anything. If you think that I have said something or you want to encourage my knowledge, extra knowledge is very good. Knowledge is treasure. I always say that. Knowledge is power. Sharing is caring. So yeah, give me a like. And I hope to see you in 2 or 3 weeks time on my next video. In the moment, thank you very much and goodbye.